Good morning, guys. It is 9:38 a.m. on Wednesday. I think the 84th day I'm doing this. And last night, I'm really proud of myself because I was on a phone call and I said, I'm getting off the phone call. I'm going to plug in my phone, take out my earbuds, put on a meditation. And I did, even though there was that pull, I was like, no, we're going to do this. And it wasn't like I instantly fell asleep, but I was like proud of myself for doing what I could. I woke up at like 4 a.m., not feeling great. But I got some ahas because I realized as I'm continually taking steps forward, right? Like not just at all in a comfort zone whatsoever. I realized that I was still kind of, I'll call it like outsourcing my energy to things that are the illusion that I have control over, but I actually don't, right? And when I imagined that energy going out there to, let's say, prevent someone from doing something that they shouldn't be doing. But the truth is, if they know right from wrong, like if they know, then not only is it not my responsibility, I don't actually have any control over that. I really don't. And I imagine that energy coming back to me of like what I could do. So I see the potential. Interesting, because we talk about like potential and kinetic energy. The potential for a whole lot more energy coming back to me where it belongs, what I deserve, as I once again institute something new. But it's every new thing I'm doing is actually moving forward, right? So remind myself of that. I almost didn't do my meditations because I was getting kind of dragged in and I thought, no, you're going to do the meditations. Even if you're not paying attention, you're going to do the rep, right? So that's one thing. I got an amazing idea come to me during the meditations and like the quiet time of like a coaching thing I could do that I think really is unique because it will fill the gaps of the things that I think are currently missing, at least in my experience, and I really want to help people. So I'm very excited about that. That came to me, so I wrote that down. And another idea that just came to me is to do a playlist on here of lies that our brain tries to tell us, I think it could be really good to do like a video of like the lie and then a video of like the truth. And it's just so interesting to me, and everybody's different, so all I can ever talk about is my own experience. But it is so interesting how words can make the difference. So if someone says, don't just take an action, take a bold action, right? Take a big action, take massive action. That is not bad advice. However, if you're in a position where you feel like you cannot do that at the moment, like logistically speaking, it can lead to you taking no action. So the truth is, the fact is that a little bit of action is better than no action, as long as it's not, as long as you know it's aligned and it's the right thing. And that has, like I said, been a big personal breakthrough for me of, instead of being like, well, this is my identity and this is all I can do, it's like, actually, I could do a little bit, right? And that's how you build momentum as well. So you always want to take the amount of action that you can, I guess, I'm not going to say comfortably do, but safely do. And to realize that all those kind of invisible actions aren't invisible. It's the difference between getting stuck and like frozen and breaking out of that. So for instance, I made my bed this morning. My goal wasn't like make your bed, but I was on a phone call and I was like, I could do something while I'm on the phone call. I actually want to do that. Like I'm having this kind of nervous energy. Why not channel it into something that, would be good for me anyway, right? So that was really cool. I'm not feeling the best, but I am going to lay down. And yeah, it's just really interesting. So I think I'm going to start that series like on a playlist. I think that'd be really cool. So feel free to comment something your brain says, like, and then we can come up with a truthful counterpart for that. So if it's like, I can't do anything right, okay, that's not actually true. Like, it's not factual, right? It doesn't mean it might not actually truly feel like that, but when we can zoom out, that's not actually true, you know? Like, I'm a horrible person. Like, are you a horrible person? Like, you know? And if you really are, then what can you do to change it, right? But, like, if you're acknowledging that you're a horrible person, you're probably not a horrible person, right? Like if someone says, I have no self-awareness. Well, the fact that you are aware of that, you know? And I did another nervous system thing this morning, and it's just like, that's absolutely my tribe. And so I'm just trying to share, like, the inspiration and I'm just someone who's a lifelong learner. That's just who I am, and I'm proud of that. Like, I don't want to change that. So I want to use my platforms to share the wealth of knowledge, of support, and also just, like, if you're like, why didn't I think of that before? Because you're in your bubble, not like in a mean way, but, you cannot see, like, I think of it like when we're underwater, we cannot see the land that's over there. We can't see it because we're underwater. But if this analogy is coming right now, so bear with me, but like if someone's on land, and let's say we have an underwater phone, and they send a picture of the land to us underwater, now we see that there's land, there's a possibility, and that's what I want to give to people. And I really want to not just give knowledge, but support you through your transformation. So anyway, I can't find the I haven't like actually looked, a lot, but currently I can't find the daily dose of hope, but I have this, and it says scatter kindness, right? These things that maybe people completely take for granted, or take it, just don't even think about. It's a fine line, in my opinion. It's a fine line. Because if you're in a truly bad situation that you could do something about, I do not want you to stay in something. I want you to feel the anger, and then that will use that as fuel. But if it's more like you actually know nothing's actually really wrong, but you're like, but I can't gain traction, that's when you want to think about really, really simple things, because those are like the building blocks to improve your life, So anyway, I'm going to start that thing now. So love you guys.